Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the 105 leFH18B2, the French Tier 5 Premium SPG that we know and love as VP La Pew Pew, but others know as a leFH or a leaf blower. This one is located on the south spawn of Lakeville, and it's under the command of Targy. Yes, he's riding his VP again, and yes, he's been on this map again, I think. Well, he's been on it before. Okay, he's taking it off to the south end of the map. He's got quite a few marks there on the side of the vehicle. He's played this Arty a lot. Even though actually he's only got one mark of excellence. I'm wondering about that, but yes, you remember the last time he played it, he went up here before and was able to shoot over the bottleneck at the other end without the enemy seeing where he was. Being up high on this slope does have some drawbacks. You might get spotted from the town if the enemy gets close enough. Anyway, he's now aiming for the enemy and he's got a T67 in sight. He's got a 105mm howitzer capable of 410 alpha and penetrating 58mm of armour. Now he's loaded 8 rounds of heat and 6 rounds of armour piercing as well. Hopefully he'll get to use some of those during this game, because he does have some targets that could do with a application of a little bit of heat. Unfortunately, Targy is not letting the aim dial in before he shoots, and that's why he's not getting good accuracy, but he will now if he can let it settle. That's better. Rounds up. Unfortunately, he's still not letting it fully settle before he shoots. So he's having a bit of problem. Nope, that one's going to miss because the T67 moved away too quickly. Oh, gets the T67 right in his rear, and he's out the game completely. That must have been a very big shot. But he's hit the Churchill 7 now. He's landed in a tier 6 game with tier 4 tanks in it, and that means he's middle tier. He's focusing on that Churchill 7 at the moment. Rounds out. That hit. That finally hit, and he's now using the premium rounds to good effect. Rounds out. Oh, that one made a big hole in the ground, but I think he'll let it settle and do it again. Doing AP this time. And that was a direct hit with armor piercing. Now the armor piercing will only do 350. But it does have better penetration, 64mm of pen with the armor piercing. And he's trying to select the Porlac tank now, but couldn't get a line on him. So instead he's switching over to the Churchill. I just noticed that one of the enemy tanks is fairly close, and I think that's an NX13AM. He suddenly stopped for a moment. I've been distracted. That's better. He's getting hits now. And you can see there's a couple of HE rounds that hit him. And again, non-penetrating. No hole. Rounds out. And another one right on the front plate. Yeah, the Churchill 7 didn't like that. He backed off because that was 126 hit points. That one, well, he fired after he'd lost sight of the target. The Porlac tanks moved forward, so he could fire on that, but instead he's decided to go for the Churchill again. And luckily, he did get a hit on that one, even though he didn't fully dial in. And that one killed the Churchill 7. So he's got his second kill of the game. Trying to select which target he's going to go for now. Porlac tank. Rounds out. Oh, that one went into the tracks. And it was an HE round at that. Goes again. And another hit. Another one in. Waiting for it. Waiting for it. Now. That's better. Upper plate that time. Keeps this firing, he might get the driver. In fact, actually he took out the Porlac tank altogether with the next shot. Okay, so now he's got 3 kills, which makes him the lead scorer on his team. In fact, he's the only player on his team has managed to get this many kills so far, other than the KV2R, who actually died prematurely. Now at the moment he's actually trying to counter battery the enemy Arty, but he's decided not to continue doing that, and now he's looking for other targets. Sometimes when you see the tracer coming from the back of the map, you know that that enemy tank's there, that enemy Arty, but it's just a matter of trying to work out exactly where they are. Well, decided to get a bit lower. That's better. The M8A1 keeps popping back into cover. Oh, good hit! And another kill. That's 4 kills now. They're 1 up on the enemy. He could afford to keep moving towards the enemy cap. Two Arty in the game, AMX13AM with a 105mm gun, and another leFH. Another leaf blower with a 105. He had a bit of difficulty with that slope, but he's managed to get up over it. It's not a very fast Arty, this one, only 28 kilometers an hour. But he's now very close, and oh, look at that, both Artys have been spotted. He fires snap at the AMX13AM. Doesn't work, because of course, if you fire snap, you don't get the accuracy you really want, and he fires that one a bit snap as well. It landed in front of the AMX13. He's lined it up, rounds out, looks good. Just behind him. Okay, we've got a stud, but we can't get a shot on him. There's the AMX13AM. It's coming towards us. Rounds out. Oh, good kill shot. That's 5 kills now. He's 1 short of getting a top gun. He could still get a Radley Walters if he was lucky. Another one into the side of the Fifi. We've got no enemy tanks guarding our cap other than the gorilla at the moment, but he gets another kill. There's only 2 enemies left. He's now got a top gun. If he could kill those last 2 enemies, the BDR G1B and the P43 Beers, then he would get a Radley Walters. But somehow I think this is going to be capping out. Mainly because we've got 3 in the cap, and they're kind of urgent to finish this game and get into another one. The BDR G1B is coming back to try and get a reset. And he has got a reset, partial. Not sure where the other one's gone though. He might be trying to cap at our end, although it probably won't do him much good. Notice that that Targy's moving right to the very back here, so he can actually shoot over the top of his teammates at that BDR G1B. He needs to get a clear line of sight if he can help, if he can do it, and that's it. That's good. He has been spotted though. So, yeah, that could be inconvenient. Now's the time to, set up from here. That's it. Okay. Try snap again. Doesn't work. Much better to let the sight dial in on target. You can see there's an aim timer to the right of the reticule. It may not be on Targy's reticule, but it depends on if you put it on in your client. But it's very useful to use that aim timer because it tells you when you're ready. Most people don't use it. Now, we haven't got anyone covering the cap at the moment. In fact, we've got a P43 coming in. The other P43, the other enemy, he's actually come up this end, and we just got spotted by the P43. And we did take a hit from the BDR, who can actually see us. And now we're about to take a hit from the P43. But he's just got taken out by the Chappie, so we can back up a little and maintain our fire on the BDR. And here he comes. Oh, he got a shotgun there because that was manually aimed. And that's the kill shot that wins the game. And it goes to the chappie. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was the first class tanker for targy in the 105 leFH18B2. The Fifi, he managed to get a counter battery fire medal because he took out both enemy Arty. He also took out, or got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 12. He got a high caliber for dealing the most damage in the game, and a top gun for getting at least 6 kills. Sadly, he couldn't get the last 2 kills in the game, and that meant that he missed out on getting a Radley Waters. But he did get a win rate of 7,824, which is very good. Super Unicum standard. He's saying so predictable on this map now. Yes, it is kind of, isn't it? Let's have a look at the team score. Well, the highest damage was 2,351 hit points. The second highest damage being the BDR G1B, who actually picked up a defender for resetting the cap in 2,182 hit points. The third highest damage in the game went to that chappie. Yes, he got 1,467 hit points out of that one. When it came to kills, it was targy again. He got 6 kills out of the game. 4 kills went to the P43 Beers and 3 kills went to the chappie, the KV2R and the BDR G1B on the enemy team. When it came to base XP, it's targy again, so he's got the top in all 3 columns. 1,067 base XP, and that means he's the only player to go over 1,000. 895 going to the chappie and 875 going to the Churchill 3. He fired 38 rounds in that game. You actually start the game with 50, so he did use up a fair amount of ammunition. 20 direct hits on the enemy, 3 penetrations and 18 splash. 2,351 hit points of damage, of which 2,093 were at more than 300 meters. Let's have a quick look and see which tanks he actually penetrated. Well, he did penetrate the Churchill 7 with one of the shots. Mind you, it was one of the armor-piercing shots that he actually used to pen him. And it looks like he penned the AMX-13AM with his HE round. That one went straight through him. I suspected that he penned the T67. Yes, he did. 1 penetration shot for 201. That was the guy who was running away from us, and the shell went right into his rear. He didn't pen the enemy Fifi because, of course, it's got fairly thick armor, and he didn't pen the Porlac tank as well for the same reason as with the BDR G1B. When it's got heavy armor, it's very difficult to pen. He did take out the M8A1, but sadly that was an HE round that did that. So let's have a look at the detail again. 7 enemy vehicles were damaged, 6 were killed. Oh, he got hit by 1 enemy shell. It did penetrate, yes. That was the shell from the BDR G1B, I'm afraid. And he was lucky, actually, he wasn't taken out. He also got 76 hit points of damage assistance, and he earned 50,955 credits to the game. And after repair, ammunition, resupply and consumables, took away 17,571 credits, 1,600 XP for the game, times 2 for the first victory, 3,202 for this being a mission completion, and 640 for being a premium vehicle. He took away a total of 7,043 experience points altogether. So a reasonable game, as he said, predictable, but it's not always a good idea to go high on that bank on the south end of the map, because although you do get good shots on the tanks that are on the right hand side, it's sometimes easier to clear the tanks that are on the left hand side of the map, because they use that rock for cover, and then once you've got rid of them, then you can move over to the other side and get rid of the other tanks. I hope you enjoyed that replay. If you did, please give the video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm, and thank you for watching.